Hello and welcome. This is day one of a 5-day challenge to create and publish a game. So I'll be spending 55 minutes with you each day, and we'll see what we can do. My goal is to use a peer-to-peer library and and to have some voxel mechanism and create some kind of game. I don't really know all the details yet, but we'll figure it out as we go. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. All right. So first, the library that I was thinking of using is called Bevy GGRS, and yeah, I haven't used it before, so but it should allow me to have some peer-to-peer functionality to sync players between each other. Yeah, and it works with Bevy, which is the game engine that I'll be using. So if I go to VS Code, um, I created a project already. Um, and yeah, so let's get started. So I'm gonna need Bevy. I'll need Bevy GRS. And let me see what version this uses. So it looks like it should be compatible with the latest. Um, was 3.12. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and look at their example. Have a box game. Um, and I'll look at boxgame.rs. So what I'm looking for right now is the uh, part that starts the Bevy app. So I didn't see it in there, so maybe in this file. Still don't see it anywhere, so uh, maybe yeah, here's looks like the main is here. I didn't expect that to be in Spectator. Maybe I just missed it, so I'm gonna have a look at another look. But it does seem like it's in Spectator. No, I should be looking for actually cloned this already. So I'm gonna look for the main in another um, window here. Samples, box game, and no, I'll just search for main. Right, so these files all have a main. So I'm not sure what I want. Spectator, probably not Spectator. Sync test. Yeah, so it's probably just this one. Box game P2P. All right, so this is the main. So it looks like quite a few pieces to this. Right. See, so I think I'll just start with like none of this command line argument stuff. Maybe see if I can just have some kind of chat messages bouncing back and forth between peers instead of like this whole box game, which if I go ahead and show what this looks like, I think there's a readme here. Yeah, so let's say launch maybe this one. Take a bit to compile. So while it's compiling, I'll go back here. So GGRS plugin. Okay, that's a bunch of options here. Good. App gets passed into here. All right, and then okay, so it looks like it's all of this. So let's see how much of this already compiles and how much I need to import. Okay. Right here, let me get the imports. GGRS. So it looks like it depends on GGRS directly for some of the stuff in the example. And copy these dependencies. Okay, so the game's already loaded now. Okay. So I should be able to control one of these, I assume. Like nothing is moving. Okay, so maybe it's wait. It could be that it's waiting for another player to join. The instructions were for 2-player. Let's see, readme. Two-player game. I could run the other player like this. So this should be player, the other player. Yeah, okay, so I can move. And the other one should see the same thing being reflected. Yeah, there we go. We can move. All right. So this looks like it's actually more similar to what I want than I thought. So instead of just doing like chat messages, I probably just use this directly. So it looks like it's already in 3D and they're synced properly. So um, yeah, I'm gonna follow the example more closely than I initially anticipated. All right, so here's our project, and all right, so it's not finding Bevy, although I did add it to the dependency. So what's happening here? Okay, I don't have some of these imports. All right, oh, of course, I didn't save this file. So cargo check is running. So it should load some of these. And while it does that, I'll go check GGRS. What was the version of that it was using? Tomo. Looks like I might need to add these features. Or maybe not, because default features is off. I'll go ahead and just use the same dependencies. Not sure if I'm going to need some of these. Alright, so Tomo, paste that over here. Devi GGRS. So thing is, some of these dependencies are actually used by Bevy GGRS, so I don't think I need to import all of this. Just use Bevy the same way. I think, no, even Bevy, I just leave it the way it was. And these I can probably get from Bevy GGRS if they're public. So still doing cargo check, but I'm not getting any. Okay, perfect. So Bevy GGRS. Let's see what happens when I do this. What's in here? GGRS. Right. And what is this library? Oh, let me just import this, or again, maybe I can access it directly from GGRS. But all right, this is for the command line parameters. I kind of don't really want, at least not for a game, which this will be. But maybe I'll go ahead and put it in now, at least until I've replaced it with some UI. Yeah, so go ahead and put this. I'm not putting it under dev dependencies. I don't think that would be an issue. There we go. And it looks like I'm missing some of the components and resources. All right, let's go back in here. To be honest, I kind of expected the example to um, be more concise. Like maybe some of these um, are needed to be defined, but I just wanted some small blocks that I could start with. But we'll see what we can do here. Um, Maybe I should just go ahead and copy this file. That might. Okay, it's used. Okay, there's some other files. Box game here. Yeah, I mean, maybe if I copy the whole project and I can just start changing stuff, stripping out the stuff I don't need. Yeah, maybe turning it into a single file if I can remove a lot of stuff. Yeah. Oops. And it looks like some of this stuff is public, so I could get it directly from the dependency. But given that it's an example, I kind of don't want to rely on that as part of the library and only rely on what's in here. Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll copy these 4 files. Right, and my main will be this box game P2P. And I guess I can get rid of this main. Main.rs. Right. Right, so Rust analyzer is done. So GGRS, earlier I found I could replace it. This mod box game. This should point to this. Why is it not finding it? Box game.rs. It's there though. Okay. Looks like I found it. Just make sure it compiles. I think I found something here. Okay. Do I have this? Let's see. Okay. Let me fix this error. As part of GGRS. So I'll add it here. And see if there are any other errors. At least none that it's found so far with Rust Analyzer. Yeah, it's going to take a little to compile. So while that's going on, take a look at the README some more. All right, so this is what we ran earlier. Oops. These are the 2 commands we ran earlier. We can run it with a spectator, and there's a sync test. Okay. Let me copy this command, or maybe the spectator as well. Yeah, so these two are the same. Really use different ports. But... Right, so I'm going to copy this. And this is all I need. Do I even need a spectator? Maybe I don't need a spectator. So I'll just copy these two just to have them as reference. And I think that might be all I need from that repo. Got some links to resolve here. Let me add a readme. One's here. All right. Okay, so somehow this was not found. Like muck, so there's some more dependencies. This I can fix. I go back to my extension maybe. I'll have to see where this is. So copy that again. Okay, so looks like from here, roll back. So I should be able to access it from Bevy GGRS since it's pub use. Oh, it's not finding it. Well, maybe I have to specify rollback like this. Yeah, it seems like that's the case. Let's try that. No. All right. So I'm going to resolve this one first because that one looks like it should be quite easy. Right. Well, and there's a few more errors. Or not. Okay, here's one. I said not. All right. So for some reason, it's not finding this inside of Bevy GGRS, even though I could from the example. Just make sure it's not Best Analyzer. Okay. Yeah, so these seem related. All right, let's go look. I forgot what file it was in. Box game. All right. So where's this trait coming from? Go back. And yeah, okay. So what is this mod private? Okay, so maybe that's not an issue. The trade itself is public, which I think is all I need. Right, so rollback, add rollback on extension. Yeah, so I could be missing something very obvious, but right now I'm not seeing why I can't find that because it is public use. I should be able to access it. Let's see. There may be maybe rollback. Let's see anything. Well, I have okay. I have this. Not roll back the module itself. How is this used? Not directly used anywhere. Although we do have that error here where add rollback doesn't exist. All right. Do I need the rollback? Not sure. Try to remove it. Do I need a semicolon here? Okay. So it could be that I'll have some feature might be missing. So I'm not sure why the example would have that. I'm not able to have it here. All right, see if this builds, and it does. So let's try and run a command here. So it will not be an example. So remove this part. I do need this dash dash because we're passing in these arguments into the binary after it's built. All right, so let's see what happens. All right, here's our first player and our second player here. And I can't move. So it looks like that rollback extension is pretty important. And without it, we can't seem to sync anything. Let's see if anything was logged that may have been interesting. don't know. Prediction threshold. Yeah. All right. Gotta find a way to make it work. So box game, undo, undo, undo. So I for sure need these. Let's see if I can import them some other way. Yeah. Um, rollback command extension. See, this might be what's blocking me because saying it cannot be implemented by train. I don't actually want to implement it. Yeah. Or maybe it is implementing it in the example. Let's see. No. Okay. So yeah. So this is a trait. So if I just add the trait, it should not add it to Bevy automatically, should it? Or it's implemented here. See. So I'm tempted to remove the private from my local clone and then depend on that instead, just to see if that resolves it. But anyway, this is what's looking suspicious to me. And probably in the example, that was not an issue because it's in the same repository already. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's it. This private is. Well, I could maybe just even make this public. Do I need this? This is what I'm importing, not this. So this trait is private, but this one is not. Right, so maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Yeah. Maybe I'll just try it anyway, see if it makes a difference. It could be something I missed, right? Like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and make this public. And yeah, so ironically, we have a mod named private that is public, but just see if this works. And then I need to change the dependency. Hashtag. GTS equals, and I'm going to specify my path. Slash, I think. So let's see if this compiles. Close these. So we'll see if this builds, and then, okay, it built. So now let's run it. Okay, it works. So it looks what they tried to do was have like a private trait within the public trait to block from implementing it and just allow using it, but doesn't look like it behaves the way it was intended. Yeah, so making that public seems to work. So what I'll probably end up doing is create a PR about that to get it working and at least get some kind of discussion going into why it's not working the way it's supposed to. All right, so okay, we've got some peer-to-peer functionality, which is great. And I wanted some, let's see. So at this point, like, I need to decide what kind of game this is going to be. So right now we're controlling cubes. I think for sure, if I think about this, when you open the game, probably be good to have some kind of menu, right? Although that's maybe not the most urgent thing. What I should really be thinking of first is how do you win, right? What is the purpose of the game? So we could to keep things simple, we could keep this arena, we could keep these boundaries, these players. Oh, you know what? I'm curious if I could join with the third player, even though the other two are not connected to it. So third player on port 7002, and it'll connect to those two. All right, so let's open a new window. And that's not what I wanted to. Okay, it doesn't look like I can split into three. So I would assume with this, maybe yeah, it looks like all the players need to be connected. It's fully connected topology. So you can't just have one player join in halfway through. They all have to know about each other before it starts. Yeah. So that I'm not too happy about. But maybe we can figure that out. So let's take a look and see, understand what's going on here. So options, players are coming in, command line arguments, number of players, session build. So it creates this session with number of players. It seems like it might be pretty static. Okay, maybe not. Looks like I can add players. Yeah, so if I can access this, I could add a player when they connect. Promote spectators. All right, yeah. So right now in the example, it's just kind of creating it, creating a session build. And then what's it going to do with that? Start P2P session. Hopefully I can still add players after it's already started. And then the session, what happens to it? Here it's passed into your session. All right. Okay, so yeah, I'm starting to think maybe these sessions have to be fixed. What I would want is some kind of dynamic session where people can join or leave. But for the purpose of this game, maybe I can live without that. And, just have these sessions work like this. If we have a lobby and people can join the lobby, then they could, when they start the game, they would all be part of the session that they need to be in. They could start it. Then again, like, if we have a lobby, I need them to find each other somehow, right? To find what games are available or what games are waiting to start. I kind of want to do that without a server. I want to do that peer-to-peer. So yeah. So I'm gonna dig in. I'm gonna keep digging in to see what it would take to make these sessions dynamic. And yeah. Okay, so we create a session, and then we add it to the P2P session when we insert the resource. P2P session T. So P2P session. So it's got all this stuff. New Sinclair. I'm gonna see if I can add player. We call for each player in the session before starting the session. Here's another idea. Perhaps if a third player joins, maybe we upgrade that session into new session with the 3 players and kind of start a new 3-player session. Not sure what kind of overhead that would have. Maybe not too much. Add player. Very least, I would have expected a spectator to be able to join in and leave dynamically. Doesn't make a lot of sense to have right, so looks like this add player is just to kind of initialize this session. Oh, session, yeah, session builder. Registration handles insert. So I may have hit a dead end here. Oh, this is interesting. Spectator handles should be higher than non-players. Need the player handle to add input, change parameters, or disconnect the player or spectator. Well, if I can disconnect the player, maybe I can add the player also. Probably would have been a good idea to take a look at the README a little bit more. In case there's some details, but no. Demo repository. There's a demo in a different repository. Ah, I see. So like web version. And this one has some user interface to it. And can move even if the other player is not connected. But I assume adding a third player won't have any control, right? Yeah, this is like a totally different example. So let's see the repository. Yeah, go ahead and clone this. See what this does differently. Work in progress, but basic functionality should work. Very interesting. So far, what we have. Let's clone it into here. And I'll open a new window. Demo. All right, so this is the web example pretty much. Memo. All right. There's some docs. This doesn't look like docs, but rather it looks like the build itself. Yeah, this is what's running on the GitHub. So new rollback type. Interesting. So this may have been better to look at than the example that I copied because we don't need command line arguments here. So it's already doing some of the things that we would have to do on top of the other one. Let's see. Okay, so rollback schedule here. Main menu. So we have a bunch of stages here. Scrolling down to the bottom. Does this run on desktop as well? Okay, I'm seeing this, which I assume means if I'm not compiling for web, it should compile also. Let's see. Just gonna build. See what happens. List analyzer is still going. It might take a little before it's done. Yeah, so win. How do you win? It's probably not fully implemented yet. Check some spawn players. Maybe I should try in the browser, multiple browsers. Yeah, we'll see if it works. But you know what? Since it's compiling anyway, let's do it in the browser. Where is the demo? The link was in the other. Yeah, here we go. All right, if I go local. Okay, I see. So local uses WASD and arrow keys. So it really is local. What I'm interested in is online. And I just closed that unintentionally, but looks like the link is here. If I go online, okay, enter a 4-digit ID. Lobby match. All right, so I can't click on lobby match unless I specify an ID. All right, so searching for a match. Looks like this tries to join one. So if I do quick match, maybe it'll assign me some ID. Also searching for match. And I've only got these two options, so maybe I just need to have both join the same ID, and it might work. Lobby match. And this one, maybe quick match, I can join without an ID. And I'm gonna try open a private window actually. Because it's relying on, oops, if it's relying on the browser for some things, it might, I don't know. At least with a private browser, it should, have separate local storage, separate everything. So, um, quick match. Oh, this one froze. Restart it. It could be that when I did the lobby match. Okay, this must be host. Like, quick match doesn't give you an ID, so this all seems a bit odd to me. So I'll do lobby match, and then I'll try quick match first this time. Gonna freeze this time, but doesn't look like they're connecting. One last try. No, it froze. So something is happening. You know what I just thought of? Maybe they need different IDs. Let's see. I want to see the console. See what error happened. Okay, web connection. Socket connection failed. All right. Oh, now this one goes. Okay, there's some kind of interaction, but yeah, I can't seem to connect. Somehow it freezes up. So yeah, maybe because I'm on the same computer. Maybe I have to try it different computers later. Anyway, that's all the time we've got for today. I might take another look later. And yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.